Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. I hope it finds you well out there. You know, one more day until we get to Friday. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And again, it is, what is the news of the day? A little calmer today. I guess we'll take that, right? Not as much excitement. Nothing's blown up yet today. How's that? So we'll take that as a positive thing. We did get jobless claims and jobs data. We're going to talk about that this morning. We had, I thought we were going to have a pullback today, and then, the markets do what the markets do, and gold and silver have come roaring back here. The bond market continuing to show signs of stress as everybody wants to spend more money, including us again. The Trump administration talking about, hey, we need to spend more money on defense as we get ready for, are we heading for another government shutdown, right? Here we go again. Apparently, I don't know what part of the government this time, but we've got, 3 weeks? But it appears that we may be headed for another government shutdown. I guess this one will be, I'm trying to adjust my camera here. This one will be probably about health care, right? We haven't had any, the Republicans and the Democrats, they just can't figure out how to subsidize health care for millions of people, because paying the actual price, that'll just be too painful. So we got that now sitting on the radar. We're going to hear from the Treasury Department about how big the future auctions are going to be. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, was out today saying the only problem, listen guys, ready? There's only one problem in the economy. Okay, so I think that's awesome. Right? Wow, really? There's only one issue. In a speech delivered at the Economic Club. I wonder how you get to be in the Economic Club. I'm going to have to do some research here and figure that out. Said cutting interest rates is going to have a tangible impact on the lives of everyone. It is the only ingredient missing from even stronger economic growth, which is why the Fed should not delay. So, guys, if you had any doubt of what is coming, I want to take that away from you. Yes, is the Dow literally right at all-time record highs? Yes. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ. If you want to believe the government data, GDP's awesome, right? What was GDP last time? Like 4%, right? Of course, and then everyone said, well, just don't believe. I mean, it wasn't really, but, wink, nod. And the Treasury Secretary said, man, we got to cut more rates. Matter of fact, it's the only thing. It's the only ingredient that is missing from this new awesome economy. So, Jason, if there was any doubt why it is, when we sit here and we talk about gold and silver and, of course, what they have done, this is why. They can't help it. It's the only thing. And I've said this a lot, because they tell, we got this tool and that. We've got so many tools in our tool belt. No, they don't. They have debt. And here's what the Treasury Secretary, see, and all this, they've done a great job in convincing you, lowering rates means that maybe you can get a cheaper mortgage. Well, guess what, guys? They've lowered rates like, 6, 7, 8 times? Mortgage rates aren't cheaper. Well, I guess they're off from the super high, which used to be normal 7%, but they're still 6 and change and not going anywhere. What the Treasury Secretary wants is he wants to make your money worth less, period. That's why I can't figure out why would anybody want to leave large quantities of money sitting in their bank account. What a dumb idea. And guess what? The Treasury Secretary wants to make it dumber, right? He doesn't want banks to have to pay interest again. They want to go back to 0%, right? They want to go back to, hey, you get nothing. You get nothing for holding dollars. Unfortunately, it used to be you'd get nothing for holding dollars, but then at least, you could get a 4% mortgage. Right? You can get a 0% car. Now the only car loans at 0% are the ones they can't sell. Right? Okay. We can't sell this car. We'll give you 0%. Here's the thing. That worked once. Not working so well this time around. We're going to talk about the implications of that when we get back. Along with, I'll give you the preview to the jobs number that's coming out tomorrow. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. We're just one ingredient away, guys, from a great economy, lowering the interest rates. Oh, wait, I forgot the other part. And spend more money. Those two things. Well, you know what? They've already got the money spending done. They've already got it done. And they're going to shut down the government. Looks like, again, why? Oh, that's right. Because they want to spend even more money. That's what the whole thing's going to be. Man, guys, when I tell you that you haven't missed a thing, and I know a lot of you were waiting. I was talking to one of our customers yesterday, and he was like, man, Joe, I kept waiting for the pullback. And he goes, and I know you said it's not going to be like it was last time. Right? And Jason and I were telling you, hey, we know what happened, right? What was it, 2011, 2012, whatever it was. Maybe it was 2013. I can't remember the exact. But whenever that pullback came, right, it was brutal. And then we told you it's not happening this time. We're in a much different situation. Think about how much more debt now. Back the last time, you remember anytime there was a hiccup in the markets, Treasury yields would go down. Why? They called it the flight to quality. Right? The flight to quality. Oh, people are nervous. And we're going to go into U.S. Treasuries, right? Because that's safe. When's the last time you heard that? When's the last time? You know what the flight to quality is now? Gold. That's the flight to quality. Because guess what? Everybody and their mother knows the debt's unpayable. And the Treasury Secretary's out there saying, well, let's just keep lowering the rates. But first, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me tell you about the job situation. ADP, that's the private sector jobs number. They said 41,000 jobs were created in December. So not great, but it's not a negative number, at least not yet. We'll have to wait to see if there's going to be any revisions. But kind of what I would say, that's kind of what it feels like, right? Nobody's really out there actively hiring a ton of people. When it comes to jobless claims, and again, these numbers really are going to be skewed at least for another couple of weeks because these are seasonally adjusted, and everybody's used to hire tons of seasonal help and this and that, but jobless claims, nothing. No big move. Yeah, it's up a touch. A little over 200,000 people filing for jobless claims, but nothing big. Nothing big, right? Which is what we've been seeing, I don't know, pretty much all year. Really doesn't feel like it all year long. And, of course, the Fed tells you don't pay attention to the jobs number. They're not accurate. Let's look at the markets. The Dow's up 200 points today. The S&P's down 4. The NASDAQ's down 150. The 10-year note, 418. Crude oil, it's up $1 today. So, but it's still only $57. Gold, man. Gold was down, like $50? No longer. Gold right now, $44.50 on gold right now. Silver, silver was down $4 or $5, not anymore. Right now, 75 on gold or on silver right now, but still down 2 1/4, but way off of its lows. I will say this, I'm going to do it right now. You have a brief window. U.S. Silver Eagles, $1,795 a roll. That is very, 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 very limited. Matter of fact, I'll just say this, 70, probably 76 and a quarter. We'll keep that price till. So, $1,795, below $1,800 a roll. I had that set up, no offense, when gold was down $4.50. Now it's only down $2. Well, okay, hurry up, get in, get your silver, 800-951-0592. So let's go back and think about what Scott Bessent is telling the world. Hey, Fed, just in case, because a lot of the Fed talk so far this year is, well, we gave you that December rate cut, but we're going to really have to see something significant to cut again. And he's letting them know, no, hey guys, we need even more rate cuts. And again, he's not wrong. They need to spend more money. They want to spend more money. We're going to get another government shutdown because they want to spend more money. Now, today, on top of this, Donald Trump thought, hey, we got to spend more money, this time about defense. Defense stocks, why is the Dow up today? Well, defense stocks. He says that we need to boost spending. Our military budget for the year should not be, ready for this? I'm not kidding. After a long and difficult negotiation with senators, this is the president now, congressmen, secretaries, other political representatives, I have determined, for the good of our country, especially in these very troubled and dangerous times, our military budget should not be $1 trillion, but rather $1.5 trillion. So Donald Trump coming out and saying, listen, we need to increase our defense spending by 50% and add another $500 billion. I guess he's going to pay for it with the tariff money. Oh, wait, we don't collect that much in tariffs. But Jason, you can't make this stuff up. We have a debt problem. The world does. we've been warning about war usually seems to be the solution, and then lo and behold, today the president says we need to add another $500 billion in defense spending.
Well, I mean, we got some wars coming, so let's ramp that thing up. We got to throw some money into that big, dark black hole, which is, hey, the only way to stop inflation is when you create a bunch of the money, tax it out of the people, throw it in a hole so you have less inflation. Because the more it circulates, the more expensive things get. So military and wars are it's a great way to control this inflation that they know they're creating. Blow some stuff up, Joe. There you go.
Well, he did say that defense companies, they're not allowed to buy back their own stock and pay dividends. But wow. Man. You know what? Think about though. I want to let's start connecting dots, guys. Listen, let me give you my number again, because obviously you're going to need it. Do you want to pay more for your protection and your insurance, or less? That's your only question. I got Silver Eagles on sale at $1,795 a roll. I've got $20 gold pieces on sale at $4,625. The other day, we told you that the government, because there's no U.S. company, has told the Korean company, oh, by whether you like it or not, we're going to put a huge equity stake into your company, and you're going to build a smelter in Tennessee. Now, again, I don't know if this is an add-on to an existing smelter that already exists, or whether this is a brand new one that needs to be built. But what do they want to produce at this smelter? Well, they want to produce zinc, copper, silver, gold, palladium, rare earths. Why? Well, I think we just found our answer, didn't we? Oh, wait. We need another $500 billion in defense spending? Think about this. Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, defense, and interest on the debt, right? Those four categories, and all of them, and now obviously we're only at $1 trillion in defense spending, but Donald Trump now says we need another $500 billion. That hasn't happened yet, but he wants it to. Guys, think about what this means. Where is this money coming from? And what are they spending it on? They want to build ships. You know what they realized? Holy crap, look at how many ships the Chinese got. We need more ships. Here's the problem with that. Guess what? We got to get the Koreans to do it for us. Really, what we should do is have the Chinese do it for us, because they probably do it better. But, they'll put stuff in there that will be able to spy on us. I wonder if the Koreans get their stuff from the Chinese. I don't know. Long-range strike capabilities and Golden Dome missile defense. Do you think we're running out, Jason? Right? I mean, we've been giving all of these missile defense. We give them to the Israelis. We give them to Ukraine. Are we running out? I feel like we might be.
I think what happens is because they have this open checkbook, the Pentagon. They can't even do an audit to know, because I think they've been told just create whatever you need to create, buy whatever you need to buy. I think what it is, Joe, is that there's always newer and better weapons, and it sucks to be stuck with the old weapons. And you can't just, disassemble and, scrap them. So you got to use them or give them to some third world country to go blow somebody else up. Let's give them to Saudi Arabia so they can blow up Yemen, so we can then buy the new stuff, new technology.
We've given Ukraine all the stuff we didn't want.
So there's always
that
a
stuff's
need.
gone.
Yes.
That stuff's gone, right?
That's why
Right.
all innovation is going into weapons in the military, because that's where the money is. I mean, everyone goes where the money is. And when you have a fleet of ships that's going after a drug cartel that doesn't exist, that's a great way to spend a lot of money. That's unnecessary, right? To blow up a few things and get rid of some old weapons. So, but they did use the advanced. Hey, we can shut an entire huge city off electrically by throwing a switch. They did use that one. I'm sure they're going to spend a lot more money on that one after the rest of the world saw that one, right? Hey, they did it. The Ed Snowden thing. He built those programs so that you could shut a city off. Spend, right, Joe? They got to spend it.
Oh, you guys just not paying attention? Maybe they don't get it.
Kiev should go dark any day now, right? Russia should be using it.
Just don't get it.
Yes, ma'am.
800-951-0592. Again, gold 44.55, 44.57 now. It's getting ready to go positive. Yeah. 46 and a quarter before I changed my mind. Okay? Before I changed my mind. $4,625 on $20 gold pieces. Silver Eagles, 75.75 right now on silver. This may be, I don't know. Listen, we don't know. I don't know what silver's going to do day to day. I know what it's going to do. Give it 90 days. I know what it's going to do. This may be, maybe, I don't know. This is your last chance. Below $1,800 could very well be $1,795 on U.S. Silver Eagles at 800-951-0592. Some huge announcements out of the White House today. The Treasury Secretary saying you better cut those rates. The President saying we need another $500 billion for the military. Because, well, war's coming. And we're out of weapons. And that's, honestly, let's not lie about it. We're out. Giving them all away. Jason said, hey, we gave them all the crappy stuff.
You got to blow it up and get rid of it. It's time for the new stuff. Got to get the new car.
No, right? Now we got to build the new stuff. But if you don't, listen, I get it. You want to hear it from other people. Here's a guy. When I started 20-something years ago, 23 years ago. Jeez. It's been that long. I hated this guy. He was on CNBC all the time and telling you how terrible gold and silver were and blah, blah, blah. And his name is Todd Horowitz, a.k.a. Bubba Horowitz. Always was bad-mouthing gold and silver. And he was one of those guys. He was a trader. I mean, that's what he was, and a good one. Well, he changed his tune a while ago. After the bond crisis in 2019 and then the COVID thing, he totally reversed call. Totally did. Said, oh, my gosh, you better get in. And he's been right on. Well, he was out again and saying 6,000 is no longer for gold a fringe bull call. He said that the price compounded with the debt and the currencies in that math, 6,000 is an extreme, 7,000 is an extreme, 8,000 isn't a fantasy. And then he said, talking about silver, the exact same thing. $6,000 gold, $100 plus silver When? 2030, 2040? No, how about this year? This is what is coming. Now, I've been telling you this, and I told you this yesterday. Start off the new year. What do I think silver? 100 and a quarter? And I'm probably on the conservative side. Bubba Horowitz, he's a conservative guy like me. Right? He recently, figured out, holy crap, these guys are just going to keep printing money. And now he's like, listen, just do math. Look at how much the world is spending. Everybody needs to do the same thing, right? The Japanese need to spend. The Chinese need to spend. Europe needs to spend. The United States, all as we do is spend. And Jason, I don't think most people have figured it out. Why? I guess because maybe is it the stock market at all-time highs? Is that what it is? Is that the illusion? I don't know. When is the last time? Because we see a lot of people. I don't know the last time someone came in here and told me how great the economy really was, right? Nobody.
Yeah. Well, you earn a six-figure income, and a lot of those people are earning $100,000 that are just making ends meet. Obviously, they're not impoverished, but it's not like they're jet-setting across the planet and taking vacations and stuff like that, right?
Right. Hell, gold's up 5, 44.62 and rising. Silver over 76. You better hurry up. 17.95. I don't know if it'll make it to the end of the show. 800-951-0592. And I find it very interesting as Bank of America, big news yesterday with Bank of America. They did a J.P. Morgan yesterday and said that they have gotten out of their silver shorts. Morgan Stanley, Jason, they got a new gold forecast, $4,800 from Morgan Stanley. The reason giving, Fed rate cuts and global risk. So if you think 46.25, oh, by the way, I do want to say this. They did have a caveat. I want to say this. It could very well be 5,000 or 6,000. So we're going to tell you 4,800, but it could be 5,000 or 6,000. So $20 gold pieces. Let me say it again: 46.25. How much interest are you earning in your bank account, in your CD, and your money markets? Guess what? Get ready to earn even less in 2026. Get it out of there. Get it into gold and silver. Protect what you've already earned. Jason, it's so easy. These are actually easy calls because everybody is doing the same thing with the one exception. Guess who's not doing? Japan. They're spending money, don't get me wrong, like everybody else, but they're the only one raising rates because they have to. So the yen carry trade is broken, which, by the way, another huge reason why gold and silver are going to go a lot higher. On top of that, the rest of the world is printing money like crazy and lowering the rate. What could possibly go wrong? And now we got the war drums beaten. Yes, I'm all for it. I want to spend another $500 billion in defense. Sign me up for that, Scotty. 800-951-0592. Gold continues to head higher. 44.65. Silver, here it comes. 76 and a quarter now. 76 and a quarter. You better get silver. 17.95. By the way, you're going to be looking at, 18.15, 18.25. Well, I don't even know where silver's going to be. Silver may end up even higher today. It is literally skyrocketing back up as we speak at 800-951-0592. And guys, we can't forget copper. It just hit an all-time record high this week. They're anticipating even higher prices. Aluminum supplies have gotten extremely favorable. It's crazy what is happening in these commodities everywhere. Nickel. Well, here comes nickel again, right? Up 5.8% yesterday. Wasn't that the one, was it nickel that went nuts that one time and they had to shut down the market and do all this other nonsense? I mean, this is, everybody needs the same thing. Everybody. Even Europe. Europe, they got by forever. Well, we won't spend, let the Americans do all the defense spending. Right? Now they're spending like 5%. I mean, it's, when you're spending nothing, right, that's a lot. Japan. Well, no, we need to spend on defense. We're worried about China now, and they've got their little tiff going on. We know what the Chinese are doing. Look at Taiwan. Look at the Middle East. Guess what? They need all the same metals. They need copper. They need zinc. They need aluminum. They need steel. They need silver. They need platinum. They need palladium. Jason, this is literally, you know, we call it a perfect storm, but this is by design. This is what we're getting ready for. Fiat money is over. And why do I have this horrible feeling, Jason? It ends with a war involved.
Yeah, I don't know if fiat is over with, but the way the monetary system is sitting currently is over. There's why do they call it? What did they say back during COVID? The big change, the big reset, the reset. Right? We're in the middle of the big reset. The only reason I disagree a little with fiat is because I don't know if we're going into a anything backed currency specifically. I think fiat. Debt-based currency is going to be what we still have, but I could be wrong. The world might be forced, as Joe is saying, into no more fiat. It has to be backed by something for business to actually exist, for people, for countries and businesses to transact. But I get the feeling there's a lot of people that are on the whole debt money world system. They'll just got to change it. You got to change it.
I'm thinking about like the unit, right? They've got it backed with gold. I can very easily see people backing stuff with oil, things that are real. We'll have to see. Got some breaking news here. China now is blocking Japan from all heavy rare earth supply. So this is a big development here because it's not just for military, right? You got those rare earth magnets. I'm going to be interested to see how that will affect Japan's ability to build. You know, like, is this going to affect the auto industry and other things? My guess is it will. People familiar with this said the review of applications for export licenses to Japan have been halted. By the way, Japan got 63% of all of its rare earth metals from the Chinese. So this is just another step here in what is going on globally. And you know what? Taking a page from the U.S. playbook, right? Hey, Japan, China's like, Japan, we don't like what you're doing. We don't like what you're saying. You know what? You can't have our stuff anymore, right? I mean, that's kind of the game that's being played now.
Yeah, I think that's a fair observation for sure.
Right? You know, it's like the U.S., China, Venezuela, you know what? We don't like this guy. We're going to take him out. But the second we take him out, then we're going to let you sell 50 million barrels of oil. I mean, I don't know.
We'll see.
It just seems.
We'll see if it actually gets sold. I mean, there's a lot of it just sitting out there doing nothing because the price is too high. So I think
price too low. Price is too low.
Excuse me, too low. So to stem that tide. So I think the other part of this world system wants that cheap oil. China would love cheaper oil. I mean, it's just that because they don't use dollars as much, right, Joe? That's why they want the cheaper oil. They don't suffer the low oil prices. They gain from that. But even China at some point isn't going to want the oil prices too low. There is a problem if it gets to be too low. So we'll watch. I mean, they went after Maduro for over a decade. It took a long time to get that accomplished. It's not like it was an easy thing. Trump failed twice his first time around. They just
took a different approach, right? They went with the Syrian approach, right? Right? Hey, let's just get that. We don't care who replaces them. It can be anybody, right?
Trump couldn't get Assad out the first time around either. I mean, Trump had a lot of embarrassing globalist failures his first time around, so he had to come back and fix all that, right?
Yeah. You know what I wonder? I don't think the Canadians can be very happy with that Venezuela deal.
No.
Right? I didn't even think about that because they got the same type of crude Venezuela does, right? That heavy stuff. We'll be back. Final segment.
State 51 or State 52 are you talking about?
800-951-0592. I'm just laughing. The Senate has blocked Trump from future military strikes on Venezuela.
How are they going to accomplish that?
I don't know. I just made it, it's...
that sounds worse than any of the other stuff I heard. How would they even be able to accomplish that? Look, our president's not supposed to be all powerful, but because of our financial system is a debt money system, I'll go back to it. He can defund anybody that doesn't do what he wants. So Senator whoever that doesn't like Trump blowing things up, his state will suffer the consequences if he gets in the way. Why do you think Why do you think the Republican Party spent like over $1 million? I think it's getting closer to $2 million to get Thomas Massey, or get rid of him. It's because they don't. It's just the way it is, guys. This is why gold is $4,500. I'll tell you right now what the price of gold should be. The price of gold should be $20 an ounce. That's where we should be. We should be at $20 for an ounce of gold, and Joe and I shouldn't have a business selling it. That's really where America should be. But we are here to help guide the situation the way it is, not the way we want it to be, Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at this. Another reported 45 tons of buying of gold from central banks. Brazil, another 11 tons. Boy, this whole unit thing. If you missed those shows, remember now there's a new clearing house payment method for BRICS. 40% backed by gold, and then 12% for each of the 5 original members of BRICS, their currency priced in gold. So it's kind of and they're using it to conduct trade, and we're starting to see Brazil, which is kind of, when you think about China's got a lot of gold, Russia's got a lot of gold, South Africa's got a lot of gold, right? Brazil, kind of one of those ones that didn't, they're in catch-up mode and making a lot of progress. India, right? We know India's been buying a lot of gold. It continues. How about Tanzania? Tanzania. They just accumulated 15 tons of gold in its first year of its what they call domestic gold program purchases. So Tanzania, this is another country. They have gold and gold miners, and what are they doing? Hey, no, you're not leaving the country. Right? We're going to buy it ourselves. Announcing 15 metric tons that they've done so far. And we've been seeing this a lot in some of these smaller gold mining places like in Africa and whatnot, that they've decided, hey, we're just going to buy our gold from our own miners. Think about China, right? China, they're the world's largest miner. Right? No one mines more gold year in and year out than the Chinese. They don't export any of it. None of it. And again, remember, none of these banks have to make these announcements. This is just what they're willing to tell you. And I've been saying this for as long as I can remember. You guys need to be your own central bank. Get your gold and silver put away. There's only one reason for them to be doing this. You got to remember, think about this. Central banks, they are so proud of themselves. You know what? Why is it's so crucial to be your own central bank?